So tier list is obliterated slash obliteration. These guys absolutely fucking slap you. Ass clapping is basically just, I mean, you're getting cage fight, you're getting knocked out. Difficult's tough. You know, it's those where you're like tough. And moderate is typical challenge, but overcomable. Easy is obviously bitch made, and boat boy is. We'll talk about boat boy. You want to start off, Adon, Aiden?
This guy is fucking moderate. He can do some decent damage if you get him low enough level. If you meet him low enough level. But I mean, it's really not that difficult to dodge all of his damage.
Yeah, I'd say I agree. I've pretty much fought him once, and it was a dagger playthrough, and he had that one explosion move that caught me a couple times, but he's pretty dodge easy.
Yep.
Alabaster Lord, I'd say probably moderate too. He's like one of those Evergales that's kind of challenging, but
Yeah. Moderate.
he could be difficult if you're lower level probably. Ooh shit. Shit. All right, sweet. Yeah. Electo, I'd probably say difficult.
I would say difficult as well.
He's got that Boreal Valley movement and
Definitely
his
not ass clapping though.
what are words similar to
Definitely
devastate.
not in the ass clapping territory.
What is his name?
Electo.
Electo. Yeah. Yeah, he's not ass clapping. If you're low level and you've just started the game, definitely ass clapping for sure.
But
But
no.
my level, he's just difficult if you fight him low level because he's got a lot of spinny, quirky attacks and he can close the gap fast. He can cut you at range. Like he's got that explosive Malekith move too. Can't forget about that.
Hmm.
So he's difficult. Ancestor Spear, I'm gonna say easy.
Same.
That's it. It's got good music, but he's super telegraphed, and he doesn't really one shot you.
Ancient Dragon, Lanciax, I would say
Moderate.
moderate.
Yep. I mean, probably harder than these two because he just hits harder.
Yeah, but like as long as you know what to do, you're never gonna get hit.
Yeah, and dragons are pretty easy at some point. Ancient
Ancient
Hero,
Heroes are more
difficult.
difficult.
Yeah.
Difficult. God, we were on the same
I
fucking
mean, we know
page.
we know how that works. Yeah, I mean, we know how this guy goes. We know how this fight goes.
His ice is insane, dude. His ice goes hard in this fight.
Look at him, man. He's just a menace. But you can parry him, which is beautiful. And yeah, he
I
does.
honestly love this guy's
Yeah,
design.
I just wish it wasn't really an Evergale. It's the Evergale that
Yeah.
sinks the experience. Just like the Crucible Knight and Limgrave. If that wasn't an Evergale, it would be so much more of a spectacle to me. But
Well,
yeah,
the Evergales are just prisms.
but the Frostbite definitely can devastate you. And
Yeah, he has two moves that inflict frostbite pretty much immediately. Like that one, down.
yeah, he's definitely difficult. Like ancient, he's probably more difficult than Electo because of the Frostbite. All right, Estelle, I'm gonna say moderate.
Yep,
I
I'm gonna.
think my first playthrough I struck.
No, this is Natural Born of the Void and then Stars of Darkness. Which one is which?
I think this is the hard, like the big one, spectacle. This is
All right.
the cave. We'll just do it like that. Because I think for me he was pretty difficult because he actually has one shot moves even if your vigor's I think 40 maybe. I'm not
Yep.
and like it's like the teleport move that sometimes has janky hitboxes
And
and
the grab is always his one shot.
yeah, there's not a lot of gaps when he's like doing his teeth clapping and shit, and so he can be annoying in that way.
And
But
some of his hitboxes linger for so goddamn long.
yeah, his hitboxes linger, and so I would put him there. And I also don't really like to fight him as much. He's a spectacle, but not as fun or as much of a spectacle as other bosses. So he's not only difficult, but not as fun. About a huge mage, I'd say easy. He's Evergale mage.
Yeah, you literally just had to roll behind him and backstab him every
Yeah.
single time.
Beastman, I would say easy now. Like now that we're at this level, you can first try him almost any time.
Yep.
But when we started, he was difficult. He was ass clapping when we started, first playthrough, if you're just beginning and you don't know how to lock camera.
Well,
But,
we're not just beginning.
yeah,
and
I'm
we
just
do.
saying, if someone
Bell
did it,
bearing hunter, ass clapping.
yeah, that guy is the
Ass
definition.
clapping.
Definition of ass clapping.
Black Blade Kindred, ass clapping.
Definitions. Black Knife.
These two guys. Okay,
I'd
we'll
say
go over
moderate.
Bell bearing hunter.
I'd say Black Knife
Bell-
is like top of moderate. Where is he?
You just put Black Knife Assassin in easy.
Yeah, it dragged weird. I'd say he's top of moderate. I don't think he's on the same level as Ancient Heroes, Zamora, and Electo. He doesn't have as much health, and he's just less of a fight. He's not really Evergale either. He's sitting right outside.
Although he does spam the Black Knife Ash of War.
Yeah.
I'm putting him in difficult, bro. Fuck this guy. He actually is harder than Electo.
If you're high level and you don't come up on him later, he's nothing. And if you use the
then he's fucking insanely difficult.
All right, Bloodhound Knight, I'd say difficult. Probably second most difficult on this tier so far. Let's see.
He's pretty easy to me now.
Yeah, is he?
I'd be down to put him in difficult though.
Let's see. He just has that Dancer of the Boreal Valley and the same reach too with that sword, that large curved sword or the great curved sword.
Yeah, but his hits are telegraphed as shit.
Yeah, looking at it, they kind of are. But he does have.
I'm not putting him in difficult.
I'd say moderate looking at this moveset.
Yeah. Bowls carry Knight easy.
But I'd say top moderate. Way harder. Yeah, easy. He's like
typical. Oh wait, we never went back over Bellbearing Hunter and Blackblade Kindred.
What do you mean we talked about them and we said ass clapping?
We just said they were ass clapping.
Well, you were going through them, so I just thought we were going through them.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Bellbearing Hunter, you got to do the special nighttime at any of the shacks, but the one specifically...
And he can catch you anytime while you're healing, because he has that fucking...
The one specifically in Kaled is fucking OP. Holy shit, that guy actually could be obliteration. I mean, I think it took me like half an hour, 45 minutes to beat him, and it was kind of like a Gale fight, and he uses the bullshit but cool fucking Mariah's Executioner sword, and if you get too far away, he uses the triple shot animation. I mean, I just talked about it all, and I might even show it. But nah, we don't need to waste time on it. We know they're ass clapping.
Yep, we know.
Borealis, I'd say moderate.
Moderate.
Yeah, he's...
Cemetery Shade,
moderate,
easy.
Probably harder than...
Clean Rot, easy.
Yeah.
Niall,
I'd say ass clapping. I'd say right now he's difficult. Where like
I'd put him in difficult.
Like I'm not gonna first try him at any point. I don't think, but I could probably beat him sub 5. Like I think I can beat him sub 10 most playthroughs now. Sub 5.
Yeah. O'Neal, I put him in moderate.
So are you doing ass clapping? Because I think
I'm doing difficult.
But it's like, are we ranking it based on it now? Based on
based on now.
But I mean, are we based on like our experiences or on?
Just it all combined. But he's definitely not as clapping.
This guy was obliteration when I first played him.
Well, I understand that, but that's because you sucked ass.
Yeah, but that's why it's hard to put him at difficult when, like, for a full playthrough, he felt like this, and then a few, he felt like this.
All right, we'll put him as clapping.
Yeah, he's got to be
above. But I'm putting O'Neal in moderate, because all you have to do is run around and kill his buddies, and then you can... Because you can parry the shit out of Neil. No, I'm putting him difficult.
You can, but he's got the foot that one-shots you.
He's so easy to parry.
But he's got the foot that one-shots you, and Bellbearing can be parried easy, too.
I guess.
All right.
O'Neal, he's moderate, bro. I refuse to... the only thing that makes this guy challenging is the Scarlet Rod.
I did beat him in like 2 or 3 tries. You just take out his men and then parry him, and it's easy. All right, Crucible Knight and Crucible Obliteration. But it's only if you don't parry.
Well, even if you do parry, that fight is still intense.
I want to look up the cheese. Like that. It is cheese, but I think it's still kind of balanced. Besides the guy who throws the spear, it's still pretty balanced for a 2v1 and well done. I just think, here you can parry probably... No, you can't parry this for sure.
can't parry that.
But he's not trying to parry. He's dual wielding. I think if you're parrying this boss fight, it's a very exciting one. It's one of the best, most
Yeah.
structured, like get good at parrying boss fights, and it's super well done. But if you're doing a normal any other playthrough where you're only shielding or you're not parrying, it might be difficult as fuck.
Yeah, this like if you don't parry, this boss fight might be impossible. If you're just using like basic melee and you're not using range and you're not parrying, this boss fight might be close to impossible.
Because there's just
It's like Pontiff Sullivan. Like if you parry, his difficulty just goes down a lot.
and it's also like they just get harder in second phase too because they have the tail whips and they've got the flying at you, and there's barely any area. It's just like the Demon Prince boss fight where you got to find niche areas that you can punish the 2v1. Like there's specific timings that you punish, and this one you have to learn those. And if you don't learn those, you got to.
I cannot fucking wait to go back and play Demon Prince again.
This guy. Okay. Continuing on. Crucible Knight Solaria. I'd say difficult. He's on his own. Like he's
difficult.
And he's in one of the most difficult in-game.
Okay. Where's the Crucible Knight in the Evergale? Because I'm putting that guy in ass clapping.
Look at Crucible Knight Solaria though.
Yeah, I know who this guy is. He's by the tree. He's not that hard.
He's got a sick weapon. You can parry him, but he does hit. Like a truck.
Crucible Knight is next.
All right, Evergale. I'd say damn.
Ass clapping.
I'd say ass clapping too. He's kind of like bell-bearing Hunter. He's probably not as good at punishing distance attacks as bell-bearing.
Dude, honestly, like first run up against this guy, I faced this guy right after walking past the shack with the girl in it.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was obliteration. And I couldn't parry. I didn't know what parrying was. They were saying like you need to parry in the messages and shit.
I mean,
this guy was obliteration at that point.
He has.
But I'll put it as clapping.
I'm pretty sure he has probably 10 total moves in his kit, and they all have different effects. But though, if you can learn those 10 moves, it is one of the most balanced, fair, but challenging boss fights. But it's so great if you can learn how those 10 moves work. And if you don't, you can parry most of them. And otherwise, jump attacks, you can roll attacks. There's so many different ways to manage the assault.
Yeah.
And if you fight him low level, he's insane until you learn the moveset. I'd say ass clapping still, but now,
he is top of ass.
Now,
clapping.
like even low level, he's a tough fight for parrying because it'll take you a long time to parry. But I'd say difficult for me now. Probably average here though.
Yeah.
All right,
Crystallians easy. They're just.
Dude, why is my chair? I'm trying to put my elbow down in this fucking chair. Okay, go on.
Crystallians is easy. You're quiet as fuck.
I am.
Oh, that's on me. Talk.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Deathrite Bird. I'd say obliteration. Okay. I'd say harder than these guys.
Yep. Obliteration.
I'd say harder than these guys. So my thing
Wait. Do we need to make another tier? I feel like we need to make another tier harder than obliteration.
Wait, what's it called? Death Knight Right Bird?
Deathrite Bird.
Deathrite Bird. I said Night Bird. What were you saying?
I think we need to make a tier harder than obliteration because Crucible Knight and Deathrite Bird. I agree with the order of all this, but I feel like there's just going to be
okay. I feel you. How about Invincible or like
immediate death?
No, not immediate death, because if it could be slow death or something like. Let's think about that. What do we want it to be?
Impossible.
Is impossible really sticking out though? I mean, it might be, but is it?
This fucking guy. You come up with the goddamn word.
Okay, obliteration.
This fucking guy.
What about insanity?
Sure.
What's the word we say the most when it's a difficult boss, like Millennia or something?
Insane.
Just no. I got it. Just chalk it. Or like kill me. You know what I mean?
It.
Chalk it.
Yeah.
No, and all caps.
Chocolate! Chocolate!
Chalked. All right, chalk
Oh,
it.
just chalked. Chalked. Not chalk it. Chalk.
In all caps. All right.
All right.
I love that. I love that. So Deathrite Bird, I don't. Here's.
He's difficult.
Yeah. No. No. What?
No, he's moderate.
No. No. Deathrite Bird. Deathrite Bird.
Oh,
So.
Death Right Bird is obliteration.
Yeah. Okay, you go
I
ahead.
this this boss was the third hardest boss for me, behind Godfrey and Radagon and Millennia,
Yeah.
or the fourth hardest, I guess,
I could see that.
or the number of tries that it took me to beat the boss.
Yeah.
This was the fourth most.
As I said in the other tier list,
Guys,
I pretty
dude, this
much
game.
avoided him the first few playthroughs after I saw your experience with on him, and so I played him in the most.
It took me like 65 tries to beat this guy.
I played him in the most recent Dagger playthrough, and when I was wiping out all the birds, and I fucking actually had to use a summon against him. Or if you couldn't use a summon here, I think I gave up. No, there was another one in Consecrated Snowfield that you couldn't summon, and so I couldn't beat him. But this
How about
guy,
instead of easy, we say puny? Puny. Puny.
yeah, or
Fucking
fly on the
puny.
wall, fly on the wall,
Nah, that's way too long. It's just one word. One or
insect,
two words.
insect. What's
No,
what's a
no.
Yu-Gi-Oh character or like a
I'm just going with
anime
puny.
character that's
I'm
super
going
weak?
fucking puny.
What's a super weak ass anime character? Deku.
Uh,
I don't know.
I'm not doing, I'm just going puny.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so decaying.
No, no, no. Deathbird. Deathbird. Let's address Deathbird.
Oh, Death Right.
Moderate.
Deathbird.
Yeah, I agree. Moderate.
Moderate, yep.
Too much open.
Decaying.
I'd say I'd say moderate or difficult. He's still. You got to fight him on horse, and if you get caught by the rot, it is pretty
Yeah,
devastating.
I'd say difficult because of the Scarlet Rot.
Yeah.
Demi-human chiefs, they've always been puny. Holy fuck.
So true. So true.
I
Also,
could literally
also,
fucking clap
this
on his
tier
ass
list shouldn't be
anytime.
called the definitive hardest boss tier list. This should be called the most devastating boss tier list. I love it.
That's a good
Yeah, but I gotta remember that by
verbiage.
the end. I gotta remember that by the end. It's just a note.
Verbiage.
All right, demi-human queen. Puny.
Fucking easy, puny.
Right by
Draconic
the
Tree Sentinel, ass clapping.
I agree. I agree. It is an ass clapping.
This guy, like,
Look,
especially in the multiplayer run when we didn't have that Stake America. Holy fuck!
yeah,
We had to do the run through all the giants every single fucking time to get past this guy.
the co-op run back was so fucking AIDS, literal AIDS, you could say, and
We had to start at the site of grace all the way back at the beginning and run back towards the other gate
I
all the
know.
way over here.
And not even including the co-op playthrough, just how the boss fight was for my first couple playthroughs, where the timings like this projectile I couldn't understand.
Yeah, like
His AOE
the
attacks.
timings on when he has lightning on his hammer, the timings on the hits, they linger for so fucking long. It's actually insane.
But now, because I've fought him so much, I actually know them perfectly. So when he gets to second phase, I can pretty much 100% dodge those projectiles that he uses, this one, and then any other wave attack or anything, I can dodge them. But the issue that I have is, one, they're very resistant, or they don't take a lot of damage because they have a lot of armor, and they don't stagger the right way. Like, you can't repost them for damage, so it makes no sense to even use to try and go for a repost. And this weapon can do a lot of AoE damage that'll just chuck.
Dude, I'm thinking about putting Radagon as my favorite boss of all time.
This guy. Yeah, he's amazing. All right, Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella. I'd say difficult, maybe moderate. Most
Dude, I'm doing it. Radagon is my favorite boss of all time.
Well, this is the hardest boss too.
Well,
This
I
is the
know,
most
I know.
devastating.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So, what do
Radica.
you think of Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella?
I'd say difficult. He wasn't really that hard. Not like the Dragonkin Solar Soldier of the fucking
Yeah, Lake of Rot. I don't even know if he's
Lake of
on
Rot.
there. Is he on there? Can we find him? Why is he never on here? Why did they have that one? But
Because no one ever finds that motherfucker, dude. He was literally buried in the middle of the Lake of Rot.
uh, that's good stuff. The fact that they don't have this shit on there. All right, keep talking about this guy real quick. I want to find that.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about this guy or his brother Dragonkin, who's moderate.
Oh shit! What happened?
Dragon Lord Placidusax.
What's going on? All right, let's do Dragonkin Soldier. I'd say he was difficult for me to start. He was actually an ass clapping for me to start. It took me an hour, and I just
Well,
kept riding on the horse
that's
and taking him for
yeah, that's
damage.
because you didn't get off the
Well,
horse.
also I didn't understand the Vigor, and I had.
Vigor.
Yep, that's what we're going for now to be safe. And it like just every time I got hit by one of his moves, it one shot me. So he made it very difficult. I made my build very difficult for this boss
Yeah,
fight.
so let's just put him in difficult, like,
Yeah,
or moderate.
bottom of difficult, top
Yeah.
moderate. Dragon Lord.
Dragon
I'd
Lord.
say ass clapping.
I'd say ass clapping too, purely because that laser move and the teleporting moves that can come out at certain times.
But where does he fall in ass clapping?
Bottom near Draconic Tree Sentinel. Uh,
Nice.
I mean, he's not like Dragon Lord isn't even that hard of a boss.
He's not. He's just a dragon boss, which aren't too hard. But he's just got a
But
fuck ton of
he
health.
is the best dragon
Yeah,
boss
he's
to
the best
date.
dragon boss, and he's got a ton of health, and so no matter what weapon you use, it's going to take a while. And in his second phase, when he uses the teleports, if you're not used to the fast timing, you can get one shot. Plus, he
Yep.
does have the lasers at the end and go kind of pops
Yeah.
off. That can absolutely
If you
just
get caught outside right in front of him with the laser attacks, then you're just dead.
yeah. And so I'd say like he's got those moves that'll take you down, and
Yeah.
it's never been a quick fight. Like I think my fastest one was this most recent dagger one, and I did him in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyways, Elden Beast.
Elden Beast, Obliteration.
No, he's not that bad. He was never difficult for me. He was never difficult.
Hey, he's just fucking annoying as
I
shit,
like
dude.
the sound of the glass shattering when you are slapping his fucking
Yes,
chest.
that is
He's
the
got
aesthetic of the boss is fantastic.
he's
I will
got he's
say
got
the
some
aesthetic of it is fantastic, but
okay.
the
Look,
fact that the boss runs away all the time is annoying as shit.
he's got one or two or he's got like two or three moves that are
Yeah,
genuinely bullshit moves.
that you can't dodge damage.
Yep.
Like you're always gonna take damage.
But outside of that, other ones are super telegraphed and he's slow. The
Yep.
only other annoying thing is that he runs away, and that's not necessarily means that he's hard. It just means that he takes
Yeah, I
longer.
know.
So I would say like truly.
Not this
Also I will
one.
say
This one is fucking stupid.
I will
Though.
say this though. Before we even fought him, because it was so long before we actually fought him for the first time, I'd seen so much content that I knew how to dodge these rings, and that made. If you don't know how to dodge these rings or the concept of it, you might get fucked over a few times until you learn that. But
I was never able to dodge all those rings.
I was. You just run as far as away when you know it's about to happen, and then jump like one or two. But
Uh,
outside of that, move, and then the one where he shoots the projectiles that just kind of follow you for 20 seconds.
yeah, dude. Oh my fucking god.
Eh,
That is so bullshit.
But outside of that, like all of his sword attacks are pretty easy to dodge and
Yeah.
telegraphed, and it's just the teleports that really get you. Or yeah, the teleports and then the bullshit ones that you can't even move on.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're in agreement that he is ass
Difficult.
clapping.
Or
Difficult.
ass clapping.
Yeah, I'd say difficult actually. I turned him down. Top of difficult.
Yep. Elder Dragon
Who gives a
Grail.
shit? Moderate on the bridge. It's just a tight space that you're fighting him in. Other than that, he's
Yeah.
probably he's one of the
Elmer
weaker.
of the Briar, ass clapping,
Yeah,
radiance to bell bearing.
definition of he's right there by the bell. No,
Yeah.
is he better than bell bearing?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. He's the real thing.
He's
He's the
the
real deal,
he is
baby.
the true ass clapping boss. You're stuck in a corner of a room with tables everywhere, and he's got a weapon that does not let you heal, does not let you run away, and it can mix you up by a 2 or 3 hit combo that he might finish you off if he decides. He's got shield bash attacks that you can't do anything about. You can parry him, which is nice, but he hits so fucking
When
hard.
I fought him on this previous playthrough, I parried every single one of his attacks, and I parried him like 5 times in a row perfectly and killed him.
He just reminds me of a Dark Souls 3 boss where it's just kind of dancing around, rolling onto the right
Yeah,
or left, and they've got 3 or 4 attacks. Sometimes they do a 5 or 6 hit chain that you got to watch out for, but it's a pretty even, just kind of stare down boss fight, and I like that about
yeah.
this one. I think if it was in a bigger arena, more setup, more lore, and everything, way better appreciation for it too.
But he does have moves that can catch you off guard and just fuck you.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to heal, it can be annoying.
Yeah.
Erdtree Avatar. When I fucking started, this guy was
These guys are
chalked.
fucking puny.
This guy
These
was,
guys are fucking
yeah.
puny,
No,
dude.
when I started, look, this is one of the most like volatile bosses. When I started, this guy was chalked. He was chalked. He was a 2.5 hour first night absolute rage fest that I could not fucking defeat because when he did that, when he launched the springs or all the holy projectiles, I didn't know to just run away in a certain angle and all that. And I fought him on the horse a lot. Or I didn't fight him on the horse. I fought on foot, and that was my
Yeah,
problem.
you refuse. I fought him on the horse, and I could outrun those things on the horse. So I beat him like second try. You were like, dude, why'd you fight him on the horse? You're being a pussy. And and you proceeded to fight him, refusing to get on the horse. And
Yep.
yeah.
All right, Erdtree
And
Barrel
you ate
Watchdog,
shit for it. Yeah. These guys are moderate,
moderate.
honestly.
He's got some heavy
It's just
swings.
hard to get the timing on their swings because they do it like they hold it for so long and then it comes out so fast.
And they can hit pretty hard
Yeah.
if you're a certain level. Yeah, I'd say he's got. Doesn't he shoot fire too? So they got you on the projectiles. I don't know. I'd say moderate. Esgar, I'd say difficult
Moderate.
to moderate. He's pretty
I'd say
hard because
moderate.
like if you're
I
low.
definitely would not put him above Ancient Dragon Land CX.
Yeah, that's true. But like nice. So this guy's burped like 7 times. Anyways, Esgar, he's got the dog
Ooh.
sidekicks that you have to deal with. If you get blood loss buildup and you're kind of weak at any point or you're not full health bar, say chalked, say good luck. I mean, you're fucking done. Hit the end zone. But I think that if you take care of the dogs, he doesn't have a large health pool, and you can kind of fight back with blood too. So,
Yep.
but Falling Star Beast, the one in the cave,
Dude, this guy.
one in the cave, difficult. If you're low level, it's still difficult. I always try
I'd
and
say
fight.
both of them are ass clapping.
I, he kind of is ass
Very
clapping.
bottom, very bottom of ass clapping.
I'd say wait, where's the other one? Full grown. Okay, full grown is ass clapping. He's actually near the top. I mean, he's super. I even though I don't want.
They
I'm.
have the same move sets though. This guy is just tankier.
But I think it's harder to fight full grown Falling Star Beast than Dragon Lord. Maybe no. But he's harder than Draconic. He's harder than Draconic.
Yeah.
Also, Erdtree Avatar. Where'd you put him? Because now I didn't talk about it. Like, yeah, he was chalk to start, but now they're almost first try bosses. So we'll go puny. Fell Twins. I'd say difficult. If you don't parry, and you're not careful, they can wipe
If
your
you
health
don't
out.
have to parry, I never parried when I fought these guys.
Yeah, maybe parrying hurts.
I'd say
honestly.
moderate.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Near the Commander O'Neill, just like a side mini boss,
Yeah.
but also the fact that it's duo. It's not a bad duo, but the second one throws that madness, and that can strike.
Yeah.
Fia's champions, puny.
I would say moderate.
I guess.
Just because like it uses actual people's builds, and some of those can be absolute bullshit. Like there was a video early on of some guy getting two Sword of Night and Flames on his ass.
Look at this doughboy. Oh yeah, he's got great sword. So
Yeah.
I guess it is moderate because it can be very it
It
can
just
vary.
depends on what you get,
Yeah.
really.
Okay, fire giant. He's only difficult. I'd say he's difficult, and he's only
Yeah.
difficult because of his gigantic, no pun intended, health pool. It's just the largest in the entire game. It is unbelievably unfair. Like it makes the boss fight so much more boring and less incredible than it.
Literally, he takes off like a third of it just by ripping off his leg, though.
He does, and if you have blood and all that, it'll proc. But it's still a beefy boss, and he takes a lot of damage, kind of like Elden
He's
Beast.
beefy and he hits like a truck, but his moves are easy to dodge.
Yeah, I will say now, up until the last two playthroughs, he was probably ass clapping because his moves one shot a lot of times, and
Hmm.
it was hard to find the timings on some of his delays. But nowadays, I can beat him sub 10 if I'm really focused. So I'd say he's difficult still, probably right
I
behind.
mean, I beat him first try on this most previous playthrough.
I'd say right behind Elden Beast for me. Because I'm factoring in a little bit of like how a lot of people view him too.
All these fucking dragons, they're going in moderate.
Yep.
I don't
I
really
don't
give a
care.
shit.
They're all like near bottom.
Frenzy Duelist, don't
Ooh,
forget about Frenzy Duelist.
I'd say he's moderate because he's pretty
I'd
slow. Like he's a good moderate. Not to say that he's a
yeah, I'd
bad
say he's
boss.
moderate.
Yeah, it's again we're not. You can't be biased on like how you like the boss. I think it's a good moderate where
I'm
he.
getting rid of all these fucking
Oh,
dragons. while you
Ajula,
talk.
by the way, Ajula's up there difficult right next to decaying Ezekiel because of his sword and some of that landscape that you fight him on can be difficult. But anyways, Frenzy Duelist, I like him as a boss fight, and he's also but he's moderate because he's very slow in his attacks. They are overly fucking animated. Frenzy Duelist, right? Frenzy Duelist.
Yeah,
But they do a ton of damage. So if you
they
actually,
do so much damage.
yeah, so you can get, if you fuck around, you will find out. I mean, look at
And
this.
he has that one move where he charges at you and he does that double hit. And if you have low vigor, that's one shotting you every single time.
And he can be deceivingly hard where he's slow, but it's kind of delayed, and he might do more than a 3-hit combo. Sometimes he'll do a 4 or 5 or 6-hit combo, and if you think that he's done because he just delays it, he can catch you and punish you. And he's got a
Dude,
couple
honestly,
moves.
this guy just reminds me of a slower version of the one-armed swordsman in Sekiro.
Ooh, I like that comparison. Yeah, I could see that. So I would put him there. Smarag, I'd say moderate.
I'm not. I don't give a shit about any of these dragons.
Godfrey, I'd say this Evergale
This
fight is
is
ass clapping.
Godfroy.
Godfrey, difficult. If you're low leveled,
Difficult.
if you're low
Yeah.
leveled, he's got a lot of health for an Evergale fight, and he still has similar move sets as the original. But I don't know where on difficult. Probably he's near like the Electos for me.
Um.
He can catch you with that 6 or 7 hit
Yes.
whammy bammy combo.
I feel like he's right above or below Electo.
Yeah, I'd probably put him.
I don't know because I feel like I put him above Ancient Heroes more.
Well, I've got Elden Beast and Fire Giant above them, so there's no way I'm putting him above them.
Oh. Yeah. No.
I'm putting him right here. Okay, all right, I like it. We've got we've got a few good ones. We've got a great few sets. Godfrey is obliteration. I like that. There's not been a chalk boss yet. Godfrey is obliteration. This guy. Okay,
Holy dude, honestly, I think he's chalked because second
No.
phase.
No.
Second phase? Are
No.
you fucking kidding me, bro?
Godfrey first Elden Lord. So,
Dude, second phase is insane.
I think objectively he gives most people one of the hardest times in Elden Ring, like for a boss. Like I think for a lot of people's playthroughs, you look at we'll talk about Millennia, you have Radon, and I think Godfrey's up there for like 3 or 4 toughest guys, and he just has this dance around me.
He has like a rhythm to his boss fight, though.
Yep, he's got a rhythm to it, just like you would in a Gale or like a
Yes.
just like
But Gale is more of like an erratic rhythm, but it's still like it follows.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
it's
think the
just-
difference is Gale does less AoE, whereas Godfrey catches you on a lot of AoEs.
Yeah.
And that can
Yep.
be annoying. And his second phase,
But if you roll behind him, then that negates a lot of the AoEs, and also it locks him into only a few move sets,
Yeah, there's
so it makes
is
the boss fight a lot easier.
he can be a positioning boss where if you
See,
set
he rolls behind him,
yeah,
and then
he can be a positioning boss where if you set yourself up a certain distance, he'll do certain combos. And I think he's kind of like Morgot, where he's always going to be different every time you face him. Like his combos are going to come out differently, and it's going to surprise you. But as long as you're used to the timings and the general animations of when they come out, you're going to learn to master it, and it's going to feel so good. But
okay, let me make my case for Chalked because the first phase is very difficult. It's a very difficult phase, but it's you can tell that there's a pattern and you can learn it. And at this point, I know first phase like the back of my hand. Second phase, I'm just running for my life. I still don't know how to beat him consistently second phase. And I don't know if I can say that about a lot of bosses. Like he's definitely like bottom of chalked, but
well, I guess
I feel
how
like
do you
he
define chalked? What
deserves
does chalked mean? Like how many hours
chalked
you
is
put on
just
them, and you never beat them?
no, chalked is just like the difficulty of the
Here's
boss.
the thing. I think chalked means it's a
Is
boss. Okay, here's my simple definition of chalked. It's a boss that you pretty much will never beat in any playthrough unless you use summons or the max possible optimal
and
build.
no boss ever fits that. No boss
Are
ever
you kidding
fits that.
me? Are you kidding me? There's one boss that we both know.
Millennia,
She is
but like I'm not dedicating one tier just to Millennia.
What do you mean? That's exactly. She deserves one tier. She is the only
No,
boss that is just untouchable.
but I mean, but like I could beat her eventually. It's not like
Dude, how? Okay, look at all your playthroughs. Which boss have you never beaten and has given you the hardest time? By far.
Millennia.
She is a different tier. I think there should be one more tier that is untouchable. Nah, I guess not. Fine, whatever. Fuck it. Okay, okay. I'll. Here's my why I'll agree with you, and I'll put it in chalked. Because every time I've done a playthrough against him, it doesn't matter what build, what level, I still spend at least 2 to 3 to 4 hours on him. It does not matter what level. I will. This last one with the daggers, I did pretty much fracture slash break my pinky toe that same night, and so I was in excruciating pain, and that did strain my gameplay. But other than that, every single time I fought him, it has been learning the fight to where a point to where you
It's just
master
the
it.
second phase. Like the second
Yeah,
phase is the chalked part.
you basically plan your first phase to keep like to only use one flask
Mhm.
or to go to perfect,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then you use them all to second. So, anyways, Godfrey, I love this fight, but now I'd say it's ass clapping.
Yep.
I'd
I'd say
say
it's ass
I'd say
clapping.
to start it was obliteration. It was kind of
Yeah,
like
at the very beginning it was, but it's definitely fallen off and gotten easier because
yeah,
it's just Godfrey's first phase,
and you can
and that was the easier phase.
it's Nameless King's second phase, except it's only a couple of moves that he uses, and they're all slow
Yeah.
that you can punish.
Yep.
Godric, I'd say ass clapping.
I would say that as
Cause,
well.
cause here's my thing about it. Even now, if you fight him low level, I'm gonna put him right above all these guys actually.
Actually, I'm putting Godric in difficult, bro. I literally blow past this boss
Yeah.
every single fucking
Okay,
time
okay,
in
but
my
here was
playthroughs.
gonna be my argument for him. Is if you're a low level, it doesn't matter how many playthroughs you've done. If you're fighting him and you're like doing not a lot of damage, you're gonna have to survive a long time. He's got a few moves that will genuinely catch you no matter how hard you try. Unless you just run away the entire time and only punish jumps and just wait forever and play it perfectly. If you're trying to get this boss fight done or just play a normal
Nah,
way, he can catch you with some of his combos and they will
I
rip your
don't
leg.
even think so, dude. I don't even think so.
If
Like
you're like
Godfrey,
10 Viger, if you're 10 Viger or 20 Viger, that could happen. And okay, I'm agreeing with you difficult though because my last playthrough I beat him first try. And
yeah,
this
I
most
don't
recent
even
one.
know difficult. I think moderate, bro. Like
No,
this guy
no,
is
no,
easy as
no,
fuck.
because the first
This
time,
guy is easy as
dude, the
fuck,
first time
bro.
we fought him, it was obliteration. I fought him 50 times. It took me 2 hours,
Okay,
and I
all
didn't
right.
know how to beat him.
Difficult,
I didn't know how
difficult
to,
is
yeah,
fine.
I didn't know how to beat him until I learned that you could
Godskin
punish.
Apostle, fucking ass clapping, dude.
Uh,
Wait, or obliteration, ass clap.
no, no, no. I'd say ass clapping, and the only reason why he's not difficult is because when you parry him, it takes two. If it only took one, he'd probably be difficult.
Okay.
Do you agree with
Godskin
that? Do
duo.
you agree with that? Or you just kind of moved
No,
on.
no. I never would ever parry this boss. Like I
No,
would literally never parry Apostle or Noble.
I
That
would.
just
It's satisfying.
okay.
It's just like a Morgott fight where he mixes
No,
it in, and you have
it's
to really
not.
identify it. You have to identify which
Nah.
one. All right, Godskin duo. I'm gonna say obliter.
I'm gonna say obliteration.
Yeah, because if you fight
Bec-
him honestly, it can be pretty
yeah,
obliteration. If you fight
like
normal
if
level,
you
no
just run at
summon,
him like head into the brick wall, run your head into the wall.
you're never gonna
These
win.
guys, yeah, you're literally never gonna win. You literally have to change up your strategy.
You can't if you don't use summons and you try and dance with both bosses up close, you never win. If you try
Yep.
and use summon and do the same thing, dance up close, you're never gonna win even harder because they're gonna catch you when you think that they're attacking your summon.
Yep.
And if you,
Honestly, summons are bad in this fight as well.
yeah, if
Unless you're using like a mimic that's fucking OP as shit.
if
But like,
if you try as as you pointed out earlier, if you try and fight the fat boy, Noble instead of Apostle the entire time, you're just gonna get fucked up over and over again. So you have to fight Apostle to make it at
well,
least
yeah,
less
you have to
chaotic.
only aggro
Yeah,
apostles so
you
that the fat boy is always walking.
yeah. So there's like a technique to it, sort of like training a zombie, where you
Yep.
have to do it only for Apostle, otherwise the Noble will just go ape shit. So
Yep.
if you don't know that and you go over and over again not realizing that, this boss fight probably feels impossible. But
Yeah,
if you
this
do
would
know
probably
that,
be the hardest boss fight.
yeah. But if you do,
And besides Millennia,
yeah. But if you do know that and you understand that and you execute, you're probably
he's
gonna be good.
he's he's probably just like difficult or ass
So
clapping.
I'm gonna put him at the top though because no, I think Crucible Knight's probably harder. Fuck, is
I'm putting him.
Deathrite
I'm
Bird's at the
putting
bottom.
Deathrite Bird.
Deathrite Bird's at the bottom for me right there.
I'm putting Godskin Duo at the bottom.
I'm putting it in the middle. All right, Godskin Noble. I think he's ass clapping or difficult.
He's ass clapping.
Probably bottom. You
Yeah,
compare
definitely bottom of ass clapping, but
you can
god
parry him
damn,
now.
dude.
You can parry him pretty easily. I think that most of his moves, if you just run away and wait until he does the parryable attacks, it's pretty scripted, and you can get him locked into certain combos. His role is very easy once you understand just to hide behind a pillar or cover. If you use magic or like any like my trident for instance that does the massive AOE, if you use anything like that, he could probably get just uh, decimated, absolutely
Yep.
decimated, because he will just take damage for the 10 seconds that he's rolling. And but if you're doing like a melee build or daggers for instance,
There's
he could be
definitely
more
cheese
difficult.
ways to kill this guy, but like just as looking at it, like going at it straight up,
Yeah, again,
he can clap. He
he's a
can
similar
clap.
story to the duo fight where you're probably
Yeah.
never going to win if you try and dance with him because he's going to bring up the black flame AoE to keep you off. He's
And
got
it's
the
so hard to tell what move he's doing with that fucking weapon,
yeah,
dude.
he's got
I
the
have
spear.
no fucking clue.
He's got the
Still.
spear attacks too. That like some of them, like the one that goes super fast jabs, you pretty much have to be out of the boss fight, otherwise you'll get hit.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't want to do the duo, but yeah, that one's not bad. But you can parry it, anyways. Golem Archer, I'd say puny, maybe even
Yep.
Boat Boy.
Uni-
Honestly, Boat Boy, he could be in that tier. Like think
Hmm.
about it. Think about it. How do you ever die to this guy now? Unless your vigor gets you one shot by the move, which you'd have to be probably level 10.
You're right, honestly. Fuck that.
You'll never get one
Honestly,
shot.
Crystalians are boat boy as well, bro.
Yeah, you'll never get but they're so far Golem Archers are the worst. You
Yeah.
will never get one shot unless you have 10 vigor and
Yeah.
and you can always just heal and then just heavy hit them until they get reposted and it's pretty much a one shot. Like this shouldn't even be a boss. What the fuck is
No.
this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Grafted Scion. Oh my god, ass clapping. Maybe obliteration.
he's
Nah.
no, not obliteration, but top of
Yeah, top.
like right under Bellberry or Crucible Knight. Right under Crucible
I don't know,
Knight.
dude. I think I'm more scared up close against Grafted Scion than Crucible. Cuz if you
Well, okay.
if you
Because I'm always going at a Crucible Knight pairing.
yeah,
I
but
would I would say it's above. I would say above under Black Blade Kindred.
because if you don't know how to parry this boss, it is so hard to fight him up close. There's barely any gaps, and if you get caught by his string, you get pretty much stun locked. So he'll finish you off. And if you do some bullshit like this guy, I didn't even want to look at this, cringe. But if you do some ranged magic, maybe you can pull it off. But we're really speaking
Yeah,
on behalf. Most of the time we're talking about these, we're speaking on behalf of actual real players,
melee. Well,
actual
my
players.
my top of ass clapping is Elimer, Bellbearing, Blackblade, Kindred, Grafted Scion.
Let's see, Elimer. No, man, because think about it. You can pretty much perfect parry Elimer now. He's not gonna ask
Okay,
for
that
it.
is true.
Like Blackblade Kindred is so
I'll put
resistant that
I'll
he
put
can.
Blackblade, Kindred, then Grafted Scion at the top.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put Blackblade actually above these guys because genuinely I could beat
Ye-
Elimer by mastering it. Blackblade,
Yeah.
Blackblade, you're gonna pop
Where
fast.
is that fucking duo fight? Oh God.
Let's not do it yet. Let's not do it yet. All
Uh,
right, Grave Ward and Duelist. This is the one in Kaled. I'd say he's difficult. He's not
yeah.
like. No. I guess
I'd
not.
say moderate.
Yeah, I'd still
I
say
mean,
moderate.
he's
Harder
same
than the
as Frenzy
Frenzied.
Duelist.
He's harder than Frenzied, and the Putrid one's going to be the hardest. If we find him, where is he? Putrid, Grave Ward, and Duelist. Let's get him out of the way. I'd say he's difficult. He's probably harder than Dragonkin Soldier to me.
I
And
sure.
Dragonkin, I'm going to move down to moderate, honestly.
Yeah. I
Right.
already have him in moderate.
Yeah, Putrid, I'd say difficult only for the fact that he's the hardest hitting and he does rot.
Yeah.
Okay. Great
Great
Worm,
Worm,
Puny,
Theodorix,
Puny.
he puny.
Okay, if you maybe have low Vigor, he could maybe one shot you because he's in game, but he's got a chunk of health and that's it. He doesn't really do. He does what typical the magma worms do in terms of like their movement.
I
He
mean,
just
he
rolls
just
with it.
has a lot of health and he can just one shot you. I'd
Yeah,
say at least
I
moderate.
guess it's moderate because he drops the lava sometimes. So
Yeah,
even
there's no fucking way he's puny, bro.
yeah, sometimes you can't avoid the lava, and if you're
Guardian Golem, he's boat boy, bro. Guardian Golem is boat boy. You can
he
literally
he is
perma stun
boat
him.
okay, he is boat boy, but he is one of the toughest of the golems that you could fight if you're low
Yeah.
level because he has a couple of different moves and he'll one shot you if you're low.
Kindred of Rot, fucking
Puny,
puny.
yeah, probably
Leonine Misbegotten, moderate.
moderate. I agree. I think first
Lich
time
Dragon Fortis.
if you first time play Leonon Misbegotten, he's probably difficult or ass clapping because
Yeah.
he's aggressive, but other than that, he's
He
easy.
is very aggressive. He holds his swings as well, and it kind of like he has like offbeat
Yeah. And
stuff.
the fight is over fast. You either die quickly or
Yeah.
beat him quickly. All right,
Yep.
this dragon moderate, maybe difficult. He's got
I'd say
several.
difficult.
Yeah, he's got
Difficult.
several of the black. I'd probably put him
He is
above
the
these.
death. He is the Deathblade Lightning, bro. This guy is actually kind of annoying. I don't think I ever want to face him again.
Yeah, and he just constantly does the AOE lightning attacks. All right, Loretta, difficult, maybe moderate.
No, I'm not. I'm not throwing this bitch in difficult,
All right,
bro. She's
moderate.
moderate.
She's
You
harder
can
than
you can
all of
parry
these.
her as well,
Yeah, you
and you can
can,
parry.
but she's just like any bitch on horse that you can't repost. There's no point in parrying. They
Well,
can't be reposted, so there's no point.
okay. I mean, like it still lets you get hits in.
Nah,
She's just
it's not
easy.
worth it.
She's just easy.
But she is one of the harder tree sentinels because she's the one of the end games. But anyways, Mad Pumpkinhead, I'd say puny.
Uni, yeah.
His moveset is so basic. It's like a Dark Souls 1
Dude,
design
why is
boss.
Great Worm Theodorix here? I feel like he should be in difficult, and
All right.
Magma Worm should be in moderate.
All right, fine. I agree.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back to this one, Mad Pumpkinhead, he feels like a DS1 design or a DS2 where it was when they were back when or Demon Souls even, where they only had a couple of moves and
Yeah.
like he's just got one or two swings and then the head bounce maybe does a charge, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he literally has like a fist move and then two different swings of the thing and a
Yeah.
head.
You also fight him in a super lame cube in like the ruins The first time we fought him though, it was duo fight, and it was actually kind of funny because we had some trouble on it. But
Yeah,
other than
we
that,
almost died. But,
okay, Malekith.
he
Holy
is
fuck.
chalked. He is
He's
fucking chalked. He's
chalked.
top of chalked.
He's
Top
above
of
Godfrey.
chalked.
He's harder than Godfrey
Yep.
for me. I spent
Holy
another
shit,
2.5 hours on him today.
The second
fourth
phase
playthrough.
is impossible to master, dude. I swear to God. I swear to God, the second
No.
phase is impossible.
There's a
to
certain
master.
phase within the second phase that is actually super easy. When you get to like 30% health on him, or 20%, I think, he does these typical like 2 or 3 chain attacks that don't go explosive on you, and you can just punish them over and over. But I say he's chalked because one, he's just like Godfrey for me. I have the exact same experience as them and Morgot, who I'll talk about, where I fight him every single playthrough for at least 2 or 3 hours. This guy I've already fought for 2.5 hours on this Aquaman playthrough. His first phase is actually addicting to me. It's just like quiet. It's quiet. There's not really a lot of music there, so it's just kind of quiet, focused, and you can get to the point where you're perfect phasing it, like I have lately. Like I can pretty much 50%, 60% of the time, perfect phase, first phase. And then you get to second phase, and it is a circus shit show from the start. You got to get lined up. I always spam to the right. I always spam run to the right because that's the only way that like I can avoid all of his like 3-set combo prepared for me. Like where he does the...
Yeah, he literally like throws out 9 hits right off the rip.
Yeah, and so I pretty much run to the right when he does that. And his projectiles, you get used to the timings, but sometimes if you get caught off by 1 or 2, it can be death. And death is
and the fucking impossible to dodge move. Yeah,
that's I totally forgot about that. And I didn't feel like that move affected me a lot in my last playthrough. I feel like I don't even remember that move. But now
because I think you just got RNG.
But yeah, now it's like in this second phase, every fucking time he does that move where he does the like front flip attack that starts the chain of like Demon Slayer fucking ripping Wooey's wig off scene. When he does that move, I cannot avoid it, no matter what. And and it's not a little bit of damage. It is like 70% of my health plus the flame damage. So I have to pop a flask and I'm still not full.
Oh, you just have to run behind him.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's how you dodge it. When you see him start to do that move.
Oh, and you can punish him the entire time.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you can run behind.
All right, well, now that I know that, I pretty much beat him. That was my run ender this entire like playthrough. Last playthrough, I don't remember what it was.
Although when he does it out of the air, I don't know how you dodge it.
Yeah, or if you're not close to him yet.
Instant.
Yeah, or if you're not close. But if you are kind of dancing on him, you could try it. But anyways,
dancing on him.
Look at me. The guy was dancing on me. Broken.
Stepped on me. Come on, I was dancing on.
Stepped on me? Are you kidding me? That guy was dancing on me. All right, Malekith, I would say chalked, hardest boss so far on this list. He just like, even though he has low health pool, right now I'm fighting him and he doesn't feel like he has a low health pool, and I'm using max weapons. So I think he's got either buffed or just people underrated
That's
him.
just new game. That's just new game.
That is new game, true. But I like that. I love that he has more health. I don't like the fact that he was a glass cannon before. Making new game plus made him a lot more difficult too. So
yeah.
All right, do we save this one?
No, we just gotta get it over with.
Let's rip the
Millennia,
Band-Aid off.
I mean,
What's there
to the maximum. Chalk to the maximum. Still haven't beat her.
As you heard earlier, I was trying to argue for 1 tier just for her because she is the only Souls-like boss that we have not beaten. Like, we haven't played Dark Souls 1 or 2, and
also we need to try and face Orphan of Kos.
Yeah, we need to face Orphan of Kos. Like, we haven't finished.
Orphan of Kos is the only other boss who would even come close to her level of difficulty.
Yeah, we haven't beaten Ludwig or Orphan of Kos or a couple other Bloodborns, and we haven't beaten all of Sekiro and Ishin and all that. But
and Ishin might come close to her as well.
But like, with the bosses we fought so far, she is the only one that we have started facing and we haven't beaten yet. And it's been 4 playthroughs for me now. I haven't faced her in my 4th one yet, but I've not beaten her. I've stopped every single time at her. And it's just, to me, there's 3 big reasons why she is chalked. 1, her ability to heal back hits, because a lot of playstyles get absolutely punished because of that. Like if you play a certain way or you use summons, for instance, like there's a lot of cheese strats that just go out the window because of that ability to heal.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that makes her automatically difficult because there's a certain way you have to
Like
play her.
if you do a summon, you're just giving her health.
Yeah, so it makes it difficult because there's a certain way you have to play her. Then the other part about her is the parrying. So if you want to try and parry her, which is good and fun, I love parrying her,
Yeah.
is the fact that you have to parry her 3 times to repost, and that
Yep.
is
And that's
horse cock.
insane. That is actually ass. That makes this fight so much more difficult. And
Consider
then waterfowl dance.
Yeah,
Holy
those three.
shit.
That was the third one, Rodify. And then if you toss in second phase, you could talk about Rod build up. But
Yeah.
those factors all make her chalked. If you take out those factors, she's probably like
Yeah, but you have to take out every single one of those because
yeah,
even just one of those, it makes it chalked.
yeah.
Makes her chalked. And she has all four. She has all four.
Now, okay, I will say, I feel like if we
If they
spent
just took away the healing, I feel like she would be
well, also
so much less chalked.
okay, if we tried to master this fight, like we looked up everything, we started executing on all of it, and we got good after like 10 hours. And imagine we fought her to a level, not perfect fought her like let me solo her would, but just to the point where we're parrying good first phase and then second phase we know everything and we just play it super well. Imagine that
I was almost there.
yeah, imagine that thrill. That is what Millennia could provide, but she is so unbelievably chalked as a boss. I can't even cheese this fucking fight. It's a joke. You could put on 100 vigor. Good luck. You won't do anything. It doesn't
Yep.
matter. Okay. So we
Insane.
addressed her. Margit, I would say obliteration.
I
No,
would
ass
say
clapping.
obliter.
Okay. Here's the issue. He is just like Urge the Avatar for me. Starts here. Now I'd probably say he's like right here. That's the issue. Is that he started here.
I don't know. Like sometimes I'd say ass clapping at least because he
Yeah.
can pull out some moves that still slam.
And looking at new playthroughs, these guys give me more of a fight than Market now because if you parry him, he is so fucking good to parry. But if you parry him, which does take 2 to repost, I think that's the perfect amount. If Millennia had that, she would be a way more polished boss fight in my opinion.
Radagon,
And
you can't even repost.
so I like Margit. He's such a great first boss. He's unbelievably difficult. I think his the amount of times that he switches up attacks on you in game just always provides entertainment. Like there's no run that he will do the same attacks. Also, it's a positioning fight like Godric, where if you go a certain distance, he may do a jumping attack that you can punish easily, or if you stay close.
Dude, just the holy weapons that he pulls out make this fight so, I don't know, so engaging, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're looking for each individual weapon, what it's gonna do, and it can all come out of the same hand as well.
But all of it's fair. It is a.
Yep.
I don't know what other word to use besides tough or difficult, but it is that. But it's fair because you have
Tough
time
but
to react.
fair.
Yeah,
Tough but fair.
you have time to react to most moves. There's
Yep.
maybe 1 or 2 that end up in like a 5 or 6 hit combo where if you get touched, you get stun locked, and it can end up being some bullshit. But
Yeah, there's definitely 2 of those, but
other
like,
than that, it's very fair and reactable. And then
Yeah.
of course, if you repost, it can make the boss fight trivial, and I absolutely love that. So for me, when I started facing him, he's one of we still invested so much time on him. First playthrough it was like 4 hours. Second playthrough, which was co-op, it was like 5 or it was like
and
6 or 7.
I'd invest more time into him, dude.
Yeah, it
I
was
love
6 or
I
7.
love fighting this boss.
I do love fighting him, and so I'd say he's probably ass clapping at this point. For me, he's probably
Yeah.
difficult, but he's run through all these.
But
things.
yeah, he's been through chalk.
He's been a slut on these.
Like he was the OG chalked boss.
Yeah.
He was
He
the
was. He
OG
was.
chalked
He really
boss.
was. Okay.
All right, mimic
Mimic.
tier puny just because you can cheese it
Yeah.
by taking off your armor.
You could make it as difficult as you want, but it can't go any more difficult than like maybe right here.
Yeah. Yep. Miranda, boat boy, literally bottom of
Boat
boat
boy,
boy.
yep.
It's just a flower that
Yep.
sit there.
Is there any more
sit
of
there and
these?
doesn't-
Is there any more of these that fucking pussies anymore? No,
Patches
No,
is boat boy.
No. Let's save a couple of those. But I guess we'll talk about Patches.
Okay.
Yeah, he's boat boy. He's probably. Let's do bottom for trolls.
Spirit Caller Snail is also boat boy.
Let's wait. Okay, that's enough. Spirit color snail. To address patches, I think he's still the most bottom just for trolls. He does the
Yeah.
fart breath, which can be annoying. His shield can also cover him a lot, but once he does the spear attacks, if you either
I
parry it,
mean, if you hit him once, then you can stun lock him and
yeah.
get him in an attack
If
chain,
you
and
if you parry him, it's the fight's just a fucking joke.
it's over. In
And
one parry, it's over.
and yeah, he's just a pathetic piece of a boss. But
Soldier of Godric.
spear color snail, to touch on that real quick, gimmick boss, kill the snail.
Yep.
It's probably easier than patches just because it takes no effort. But
Yeah,
if you don't understand,
if you know where the boss is, because he only shows up, he's invisible the whole time. But if you know where the spirit colored snail is, you can run up to it and auto attack it and kill it early.
yeah,
So
if you don't understand, if you don't know about that, it might be a little more. But other than that,
yeah,
okay, Moog. I'd say almost chalked, almost chalked. You could say chalked. I would say chalked.
no, I would say chalk, bottom
Yeah.
of chalked.
No, no, no.
Because second phase,
I'd say bottom. You go ahead. Actually, you go ahead. I want to hear this.
I'd say Godfrey and Moog are pretty much tied on difficulty, because Godfrey second phase or first phase it's got a rhythm and it feels beatable, but second phase you're just fucking running wild. And same thing for Moog. It's like first phase it has a rhythm and is beatable, but second phase there's blood flame fucking everywhere. This guy's flying in the sky spraying blood everywhere, and you get blood procs every 5 fucking seconds, and you're popping flasks and trying not to get hit by the blood spraying everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
So
insane.
I 100% agree with you on that, and I won't even waste any more breath. But I will. First phases.
But I will.
First phase is very similar, dancing rhythm, and you can almost perfect first phase. Then once
Dude,
you
and
master
Moog
it,
has a lesser version that's just his first phase as well.
I'd say ass clapping.
Just
for
like
that.
Godfrey.
I'd say
And I'd
bottom
say
of
I
ass.
put it at ass
Yeah,
clapping
bottom
along
of
with
ass.
Godfrey as well.
But to talk about Moog real quick, the reason why I'm putting him above Godfrey, and I could put him above Malakath, is that he's still probably the only boss that I haven't beat legit. Like, my first time I was over leveled and I had a blood build. My second time we cheesed him, and then the third playthrough I used a summon, and then I haven't faced him in this fourth playthrough. And I couldn't beat him in the third playthrough with the dagger build. I had to use a summon. Once I used the summon, it was over, but every other time I got to second phase at like 40%. The issue with him is they've got similar phases altogether, first and second, but his phase has way more just bullshit
AoE
interactions where it's
bullshit,
like
yeah.
AoE blood explosions that will chip you, not even chip your damage.
Blood
They will
explosion.
chunk your health bar. And
Yeah.
if you don't have full health and you get blood exploded, you are dead. So you have to have full health pretty much all of second phase, which is hard because he's flying at you, he's got delayed attacks, he sprays all the time. And to me that's way more intrusive and just tough to deal with than Godfrey's second phase. I think that's just the honest truth.
Yeah.
So I'd say,
I mean,
and
I
I'd probably
guess.
put him above Malakath at some point.
No.
Also,
Okay.
if you don't have the flask, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Okay, Morgott. I would have put
Morgott.
him in chalked, but maybe top of obliteration. I'm fine with.
I would put him top of obliteration. This guy is just so easy to me now. I don't even know why. He has some difficult to time moves, but you can kind of just run away from him. The spear is hard to time because it takes so long, but you can count to 4 and then dodge, and then it'll always dodge. I don't know, and his second phase transition doesn't do for me. I don't know. Playing Margit so many times probably prepared me so well for this fight that it made this guy so easy.
Yeah.
Like, just the fact that I played Margit like 15 fucking times, or like hundreds of times, makes this fight so much easier.
Yeah, I think that is a big factor that people probably don't take into play is that you fought him earlier and you probably spent a lot of time on him. So even though he has added more moves to his combos and
He's still like half of his
like
moveset is the same.
yeah, half of it's the same, half of it's been extended, and like they've also added new ones or ways to punish you. But you can start to learn the boss fight pretty easily by understanding Margit's boss fight. The issue is that he starts once you like get your first couple I guess, tries in, it starts to wear on you how aggressive he is. And then it becomes like almost just a battle of endurance because you start getting rolled back all the time because you can't find openings and he does so many different combos. And if you're like me and you're trying to, the reason why I find him difficult is because my builds for some reason make it difficult. I'm up close. I'm using daggers or close weapons. I'm parrying a lot too. Like I'm,
So am I.
yeah.
He's
And that
just
last
fucking
playthrough, I was doing parries, and so I found it almost impossible because I would try and only look for parries, and he's not one of those bosses you can do that. You have to just, he's got 7, 8 different ways to start combos and end them, and you've got to find the specific one that's gonna, one or two that are gonna be parried. But I do love the difficulty for it. You can kind of master the first phase up until his 75% bar when he takes out that when he drops the spears, and then
His blood attacks never ever hit me. I don't think I've ever been hit by one of those blood attacks ever.
I've gotten hit quite a few times. It can be tricky timing. Plus, if you're low Vigor, you can get one shot.
This attack though, that
Yeah.
attack, I don't think I've ever survived it. I
There's-
don't think I've ever survived it.
There's multiple attacks like that that just stun lock you or
Like,
put
yeah,
you in a chain.
he
and
literally
blender.
has 3 of those attacks that literally stun lock you and insta kill you from full health,
Yeah,
no
and
matter what.
and sometimes they look like parryable attacks, and so you can get caught up by getting up close to him. But that's why I think he's, to me, he's on the level of Chalked because he's had similar experiences at Godfrey and Malekith. But I think
He's just not. He
Yeah.
just goes down way easier
he's
than
slightly
these guys.
he is
If
slightly
he had more
easier.
health, I feel like he would be on these guys' level.
Also, he's slightly easier for one big piece too. He can be parried, even though it's 2 or 3 What is it? 3 parries? 2. Yeah, it's 3. Even
Two.
though, no, I think it's
Or-
3. I think it's 3.
No, it's 2.
Oh. All right. Even though it's 2
don't
parries, whatever. Even though it's multiple parries, you can at least parry. You cannot do that against these guys. Except,
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it against Malekith, but in the weird way.
And
All
you
right.
can against Millennia, but that's fucked.
Yeah.
All right, Necromancer Garrus, Puny, yep, Puny. Knights
Knights
Cavalry,
Cavalry.
Puny.
I'd say he's could be boat boy if you cheese, but we're not talking cheese. Like if you fight him on the bridge.
I mean, they're
legit.
just like puny overall.
Yeah.
Like every time I see one of these guys,
They're
it's
probably more
just-
puny than Ancestor Spirit. All right.
Yeah.
Nox Duo, puny. I'd probably put
Yep.
him Clean Rod Knight, Battle Mage.
Omen Killer. This guy actually
Moderate.
slaps.
I'd say moderate.
I'd say moderate.
He's
yeah.
got he's similar to Frenzied Duelist, where he's slower, but his moves do slap, and he doesn't have a lot of different moves, but sometimes he can catch you by surprise.
Yeah. Onyx Lord, I'd
moderate,
say
puny,
moderate.
bottom moderate.
Yeah, very bottom moderate. Perfumer,
there it
I'd
is.
say bottom of difficult, bro.
Oh, that's Leon Misbegotten. Yeah.
Yeah, Perfumer, Trisha, and Leonine. Leonine is up in your face the entire time in this fucking fight. And you got the Perfumer throwing her fucking perfume at you, and the perfume one-shots you as well, and so does Leonine.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. Agreed. All right, Putrid Avatar. I'd say probably puny. Probably like
Yeah,
harder-
and moderate, just because of the Scarlet Ride, it can catch you
and
off
it's
guard.
and it's more, well, that's Kalid's, but if you talk about like Mountaintop of the Giant or Consecrated Snowfield and Mountaintop of the Giants, no, just Consecrated Snowfield, that'll get you going. All right, Putrid Tree Spirit, dude.
Did you do
I
Putrid
think
Grave Warden? Did you do Putrid Grave Warden?
yeah, I already put him at difficult.
Moderate, difficult.
I think it's the toughest of the Grave Wardens. So Putrid to me,
Tree.
I actually think he's bottom of difficult because he has all of
Yeah.
them have large health pools for the most part, unless you go back to Limgrave or like maybe what's that place called, Liurnia. Unless you go back to those two places, no matter what level in the game, they're gonna have a large health pool, and they've got just massive hitboxes. And if he picks you up with his grab, it can one shot you if you don't have a certain amount of Vigor. I just find them pretty incredibly difficult.
Yep.
All right, Radagon. Ass clapping.
He's chucked.
He's ass clapping. He's not
Dude.
chalked. He is not chalked.
He's obliteration at least, dude.
What?
This guy, he's way harder than
Yeah.
Morgott.
I guess he's right. I guess he is. harder
He's
than
way
Morgott.
harder than
Yeah,
Morgott.
I guess he's top of obliteration. Okay, you're right. I think he's top of obliteration because he's got like 20 different moves. He's got probably the most moves
Yeah,
in the
he
game.
has so many fucking moves,
But
dude.
they're all like, for half of them are probably easily telegraphed. The other half are quick rolls, but they're like good quick rolls. Like it's a good rhythm. Um, his AOE attacks can sometimes catch you off, or like after an AOE when he maybe bitch slaps you with a projectile or something like that. Hits you
And
with
the
his weapon.
teleports that you have to 50-50 guess which attack he's gonna use before he teleports.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just fucked. I honestly think he's chalked, dude.
I don't. I beat him after his phase is masterable. You can master his phase, and it
It is masterable. It's just
the very first time I faced him was in that third playthrough with daggers, and
I spent more times on this guy than I did on
I did.
uh
Yeah, I will say Elden Beast.
Moog. I spent way more times on Radagon and Elden Beast than I did on Moog. I beat Moog so much faster.
Moog's harder for me.
No. Moog is so much easier than these guys.
Yeah, this guy doesn't have constantly lingering blood everywhere. He doesn't really teleport.
Yeah, but if you just ignore the blood, then the fight's a lot easier.
This guy's
Because
just
usually
he's so easily punishable. You can repost. I don't think I can put him in whatever you just said. I can't put him in chalked. I can put him in top of obliteration. I think he does have the most moves in the game, so that can add to how difficult he can be because there's a lot to memorize. But there's a certain point that you actually do master this boss fight, and I mastered it more easily than I did with Malakath, Moog, or Godfrey. And this was my first time.
no, I mastered Moog way easier than this guy.
Well, that's just a difference of experience. I think we're still close. We don't have to be completely on, but I think we're still close. Like, I have it top of obliteration. You probably have it towards bottom of chalked.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What Red Wolf Radagon? I'd say moderate, just because sometimes he does a lot of damage.
He's very similar to Leon Misbegotten. I think top of moderate, where they are fast and aggressive. The fight's over in 60 seconds or even 30. And he's got the magic element, which can catch you off. But he's got that jump attack that you can punish pretty easily. I mean, that's fucking slight work.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he's Regal, I'd say moderate. He's not puny.
Yeah, I'd say moderate.
He's not puny. His hitbox will catch you off if he does the cartwheel towards the end of
If you don't do enough damage, aka if you put 60 arcane on dagger builds, and you go up against this guy and you don't do enough damage and he out heals your damage, then this guy is fucking chalked tier.
Yeah, this guy actually could be chalked for me. If you don't do a lot of damage,
if you literally don't do enough damage to out damage his heal, you cannot beat this boss. And that's what Davis was dealing with.
And he can heal as many times as he wants after a certain like regen period. And like it is a broken heal. It's like more than Millennia's when she recovers.
It does
from
decrease.
Hitting.
It does decrease like the first 3 times after the first one.
Oh.
But then if you still don't do enough damage to hit that level, you're just fucked.
I gotcha. All right, Renala.
Fucking puny, honestly.
Yeah, when I first fought her, the run back was abysmal and the experience was so atrocious.
This was the worst experience in my first playthrough.
It's hard.
Of the game.
It is hard not to associate a bad designed boss and an annoying boss with being not hard. You know what I mean? Like most bosses that are hard, I rate higher. That's just genuinely how Dark Souls players probably feel. Is the harder the boss, not
yes, but like
not run back.
It has to be. It has to be like fun hard.
Yeah, no, that's what I was about to say. Is most people would agree that even if the boss is insanely difficult, if it's difficult because of the mechanics and the pacing and the timings and all that, the actual fight itself, then that is way better than an easy boss that you can beat through to get past the story or continue through the story. I think most people who play Dark Souls agree with that and feel that way and want the games to be that way. But with that said, that's why Renala I associate with being a bad boss because she's also a puny boss. She's the worst remembrance boss. She's the easiest to beat.
She is the biggest stain on this video game.
Yep.
She's the
that is
biggest
such
stain on this video
such
game.
an elegant way of putting it. Such an elegant way of putting it.
Yep.
An elegant way to
She
shit
is
on it. I love that.
she is the one thing holding this game back from being perfect.
Yeah, because she's designed poorly for a remembrance
Like
boss. Her first phase
like
is
and
useless.
it seems like they purposely designed her poorly.
I'm not even
Like
gonna look at
they
it.
had you run up a fucking cliff with balls dropping down it that you had to dodge. And after that you fought Moongrum, parried every single attack, so you literally just had to wait for him to attack and parry him. And then after that you had to run up all the way there, and the first phase is literally you just attacking fucking crippled bitches on the floor for 5
Yep.
fucking minutes.
It makes no sense where they toss these State Americas.
And-
The guy, the design,
and-
the game. No, no, you let me. You listen to me.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
guys
And
in the
fact
studio.
that
The
they
guys in the
didn't-
studio.
Wait. The fact that they didn't put a fucking Steak America right at the top of the elevator pisses me off beyond
Dude,
belief.
listen.
They literally could have just fucking threw that thing out there.
Look, I
and
love
been done with it.
all respect to FromSoft. They have designed
Yes.
probably some of my favorite games of all time now. But
They
the,
are
the people in the studio,
stories.
the people in the
They are
studio,
stingy with these motherfucking Steaks America,
the
dog.
people in the studio must have been high when they decided where the State Americas go, because it is like a coin toss on which boss fights actually have State Americas. Some of them are covered up by closer sites of grace, but it is like a 50% chance you're going to get a State America, and it makes no fucking sense why it would be 50%, because the
Like, for Citrus X, why not throw State America all the way down at the bottom so that you don't have to run all the way back there?
yeah. There's a ton of bosses like that, and fuck, she's just got one of the worst one backs. And when I first played her, I didn't realize that you really needed to get up in her face and constantly stagger her so she wouldn't cast spells. So my like, I think I took probably 2 hours on her.
Dude,
And
no.
it was
my god. Remember when we were playing her? This was the end of the first weekend. And
Yeah.
we were playing her, and you were so fucking depressed playing this boss for like the 5th time in a row, and you lost to her. And
Yeah.
you were like, dude, I don't think I can play this game anymore. I'm
'Cause-
gonna get on.
Because the issue too about her, and it doesn't make her puny. It's just she wears you down. There's the run back. There's the first phase that makes no sense. That
The
takes,
boss fight is
is-
the run back and everything leading up to the boss fight.
and then you get one shot by her magic. And all in all, that is like a 7-minute fight, no
Yep.
matter what.
Or she could just spawn fucking a dragon at the very end, and then spawn a fucking giant on top of you, and then you're just fucked.
Yeah. So, but once I learned how to basically abuse this bitch, I put her in puny, because every single playthrough now is almost it's like sub 3 or 5 depending on where my Vigor and just how it works out. But like almost any build, any melee build I use, I can get to her and just keep her staggered.
What's the stat for help?
Vigor. All right.
Okay, yeah.
Royal Knight Loretta.
Fucking moderate. Definitely nothing special.
Yeah. She's I don't even I
I
don't want to
she's
put her
not
lower.
even a challenge anymore.
I don't want to put her lower because I don't like her. I just am putting her lower because, yeah, she's got to be below Loretta. What am I looking at? All right, Royal Revenant. Holy shit, I haven't really faced him a lot, but I've heard
This
I've
guy
heard
is ass
tales.
clapping. This
I've
guy
heard
is
tales.
ass clapping.
I've heard stories.
This guy is definitely ass
He's like
clapping.
he's like right
Honestly,
next to Grafton's.
obliteration.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I'll agree with that. He's kind of like Deathrite Bird, where he's that weird, unique boss in the game
Like
that doesn't really have.
It doesn't. I was
I was gonna have a perfect point there, but you go
okay.
ahead.
Go. No, you go.
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
You
I was
go.
gonna say he's like one of those bosses in the game, like the Deathrite Bird, where he doesn't really have an arena. He just appears randomly, except he does have the ruins. But all that aside, but he's just like a standout, unbelievably difficult boss. Where for no reason they made this boss just broken and difficult on so many levels. Where he's ultra aggressive and there's almost no way to counter.
Any attack one shots you. Any attack one shots you. I was on my 100. This previous playthrough, I leveled my guy up to like 178 or something ridiculous like that at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back to the Liurnia fucking revenants. I went and attacked one once, got one shot, died immediately with the tankiest armor on.
Hate that for you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't stand. Wait, where's the boss? Yeah, I haven't fought this boss truly,
This guy
maybe
is
more than
bottom of
once.
obliteration, bro.
Yeah,
I like
he's
every
like
attack
grafted
one shots you.
scion. He's like a next level grafted scion.
Yeah. Yep.
And there's
He
and
is.
yeah, okay, Rune Bear. But I do.
Runebeer ass
Well, I
clap.
will say this though. I want to fucking watch some VODs of some magic bitches playing against this guy. I want to see that. I want to watch how they deal with him. I bet you no. I bet you it's easy. I bet you they use like Sword of Night and Flame and
Yep.
one move like 75% health and stuns him.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Rune Bear. I'd say difficult.
I'd say ass clap, dude.
No, he does not.
Runebeer.
He's not that special. Why do you have
No,
such an
like,
attachment to this guy? He's not that special. He's
dude,
dude. He's
Runebeer
not.
is so
You're gonna
fucking
tell me.
difficult.
You're gonna tell me Rune Bear is harder than Godric. You're gonna tell me
Yes.
Rune Bear is harder than
Yes.
Electo.
Yes. Yes.
No, you're dumb.
Yes.
You're dumb. You're dummy. You're dummy. I
Where
not
would
put
you
there.
put him?
I'd honestly put him in difficult. I think that's the
I mean,
perfect tier.
I guess fine,
He's
but like,
difficult. His
he's
moves
definitely
are
ass clapping.
his moves aren't going to one shot you. He does have unfair hitboxes like the Falling Star Beast, which could put him in ass clapping. Except he doesn't have a lot of moves. He's way less he's way less active, so you can punish him more than you could a full grown Falling Star Beast where he's always moving. And he doesn't really have like ranged attacks and those AOE things that lift you up like Falling Star Beast does. So he's just missing some extra attacks and ways of punishing or hurting you that I think holds him back from ass clapping. He's too simple.
Okay, whatever. Rykard, moderate.
So this is second phase. I guess it's all of them.
Yeah, well, it's the entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just say
I'd
it's
say
moderate.
If you don't use gimmick weapon, I mean, good
Impossible.
luck.
It would
good luck.
literally be chalked.
Well, you saw me. No. You saw me. I had chances there. I was up
You
on the
had
lava.
a slight chance if you played it well, which
I
you were
think-
not,
well, I
which
think-
you were not doing.
Like a distortion or someone who's a speedrunner could probably perfect phase both phases. But
I mean, yeah.
it'd take a long time if you did it that way without
Yeah.
gimmick weapon. Gimmick weapon is just like I think it's probably on the same level as Yorm.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Probably a little harder than Yorm, but
yeah, I'd put him here at moderate, but and I'd put him probably harder in the moderate just because he does swing hard, and if you get caught by
and
the
he has a
second
bunch
phase-
of fucking magic. If you get caught by the magic, and
Yeah.
that
I-
one bullshit round move that insta kills you no matter what.
he's top moderate, I'd say.
Yeah.
Sanguine Noble,
Bottom
Bloody
of
Healess,
moderate.
yeah, Bloody Healess drop. Scaly Misbegotten, that's the one in
Puny.
Consecrated
Literally
Circle, right?
puny.
Oh no, that's the
No,
first
no.
one.
This is the one in the fucking
Yeah, the very first
Weeping
one. you
Peninsula.
first. Yep, he is puny. He's a fucking bitch. All right,
He's a little bitch.
Sir Gideon,
Gideon
Bow
off your
Boy,
puny.
suck my fucking dick, bitch. No, he's Bow Boy, right? He's gotta be Bow.
Oh boy,
Eat my taint, lick my scrotum. No,
dude. Honestly,
Okay,
no.
okay.
No. Cheat. If you catch him while he's talking the first time you enter his arena, you can 100 to 0 him while he's stun locked the first time.
Okay,
If you have enough stamina.
he is the case of if you are a first time player. Good luck. Where like if you don't understand that you have to stay on top of him and you have to stagger him and you just try and just dodge his magic the entire time and wait for an opening, you will not succeed. And if you
this
and
guy
if you
is so much fucking shit.
if you try and play distance, I haven't watched Mage versus Mage, but I imagine it's kind of scary. Like I don't know if the Mage outshines Sir Gideon's magic. I don't know how that works, but if it does, then and you have to resort to like getting close to him, it makes it tough. But he's kind of like Renala, except he doesn't have a first phase like Renala does.
Yeah. Soldier of Godric, Boat Boy.
So did you put him? Boat Boy?
No, he's Boat Boy. He's
Alright,
Boat
alright.
Boy.
Soldier Godric, yeah, Boat Boy, agreed. Who's the bottom?
Star
Who's
Scourge
the
for
bottom?
Dawn?
Is he bottom? That Boat Boy? Who's the
Soldier
ward?
of Godric.
Like who's the weakest here? Is it Soldier Godric?
It's got to
Probably.
be.
Probably
Yeah.
Spirit Calling or Miranda for actual easiest. So I'd
Yeah,
put
probably
Miranda.
Miranda.
I'd put Miranda
Miranda.
and Spirit because that's true. That's more obvious.
Miranda, then Spirit, because you can literally insta kill them, and then I'd probably put Guardian Golem,
Let me take a sip of water.
and then, or no, I'd probably put Soldier of Godric, then Guardian Golem. And then Serginian Ofnir's bitch
At the
ass.
top, I like that.
Starthurst Radon, I'm still putting in chalked.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
we have put so much fucking time into this guy.
Dude.
So much fucking time. This guy and Margit is the most time that we've ever put into any boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a few minutes here. So, as you just said, most time I've played.
Yeah, but definitely don't take a few minutes because Dark Souls 3 is waiting.
I know. I've put probably an average. Let's just average it out. I've probably put an average of 3 hours into this guy every single playthrough. Unlike Godfrey and Malekith and Moog, who like sometimes I cheesed or sometimes you were with me. Every single time I fought him by myself, or except that co-op, and even then it was probably an average of 3 hours. Takes forever. There's no easy way to get around it. He is a good boss fight.
Dude, I think I'm reversing my decision from earlier and putting Star Scourge Radon as my number one again. It's gotta happen.
Over Millennia? Dude, you haven't beaten
No, as like my favorite.
Oh, yeah. No, he's my favorite. Because here's the other thing. In that tier list, I hate the fact that I didn't play him in this new playthrough where I listened to the music. Because in that
Dude, I would literally pay like $20 to play pre-patch, pre-nerf Star Scourge Radon, where his attacks literally one-shot you because each of the blades counted as 2 hitboxes. Each of the blades counted as their own hitbox, so there's 2 each swing instead of now when there's 1 hitbox and it's just them connected. But it just makes it harder to dodge his attacks. And he was actually insane. He would have been almost near Millennia.
Yeah, Radon.
I would pay $20 to play him in that state.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What did you say on that state?
I would pay $20 to do pre-nerf.
Star
Scourge Radon.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree. Okay, so in my other tier list, I basically said Radon was perfect in almost all categories of what you could consider a good boss fight or a perfect boss fight, except that his music wasn't as good as Elden or as
Yeah, you just have to get to the second half.
That's all I said is that it wasn't like bad. It wasn't bad. It was serviceable, but I didn't praise it. And now that I have done this recent playthrough on the Aquaman and the daggers, and I've gotten to this second phase, and I've lasted a long time in the fight because I can't do a lot of damage, you really hear the soundtrack, and it's like those 30 seconds or like the last minute of the song that pop the fuck off. It is so hype. It is the second best song in my opinion in this game.
Is it this one?
Which one?
Elden Ring OST 58 Star Scourge Radon.
It's Star Scourge Radon by the soundtrack. Yeah. And then it's like they'll go to like 4:30 on the music on the video. But anyways, Radon is so good. I just realized the music was on. Radon is, you can master this boss fight like I have, but it'll take you a long time. And executing it even when you do like a perfect run still takes a while.
Hold on, I gotta fuck with some stuff.
There's only one thing that I can now say I don't like about this fight. There's only one thing. And that's that you can't parry him. But that makes him difficult.
No. If you could parry him, he would be a lot more...
it would make him easier. I agree. That's why it works out for him. So I actually don't. I take that back because it is.
So actually, I take back what I just said.
Yeah, that was cap. Okay, on God, for real. Because he establishes a certain level of difficulty by removing the ability to parry and all that. But he adds it back by using summons. If you use summons and you summon the entire fucking game, then you probably will have a better time on him and he might not be that hard. But if you fight him like you do, I do, like a lot of players want to do, where you test your limits, you put on a dagger build that isn't even upgraded and you do no damage and you basically just have to dodge and weave and avoid getting one shot by 90% of his moveset. If you do that kind of play style, it can be up there with Millennia for difficulty. But he does struggle because at some point, most of his moves you can punish in a certain way, or at least get out of, react to.
Is it on Spotify?
Yeah, go to Spotify, just look up Star Scourge Radon, and it'll be that song title. And go to like 4:30. Anyways, I wish I could talk about him more. I love the boss. He's my favorite boss in Elden Ring, probably my favorite boss of all time. But we just can't. Stone Digger Troll, I'd say puny or moderate.
I'd say puny.
He might one-shot you if you're low on health, but he's got the troll moveset, not that difficult. Tibia Mariner. All right, is this the bottom? The top? Where does this go?
Tibia Mariner is the bottom.
Yeah, he's got to be the bottom, right?
Yeah.
This is Boat Boy.
You already did Stone Digger Troll. You put him puny.
Yeah, bottom of puny top of puny. Well,
Tibia Mariner. This guy is the Boat Boy of Boat Boys.
Yep, this was the nickname they gave him for some reason, and he is a comedic fight. He doesn't really hit back. He does two different moves. One where he tries to whack you with his little blowhorn, and then the other where he lifts up like a waterfall.
And most of the time, he just kills his boys around him. Both of the
moves that he does to try and hit you with are pretty much just suicide his own men, and
make it easier to fight him.
The only thing that's at least a slight inconvenience is the fact that he will move on you if you don't kill him fast enough. So like he'll teleport a couple times. But like it's not like he's going a far distance. If you're on horse, it takes 5 seconds.
I literally just run over on horse, sit my guy right next to him, and just spam R1.
Yeah.
Spam R1.
And he can get staggered easily off R1s.
Yep.
It's just funny, and he's so goddamn easy. It's just a pleasure.
And honestly, this guy is an SS tier boss, but
pleasure doing business. All right.
But he is so easy.
Tree Sentinel, I'd say ass clapping.
I'd say ass clapping
he's
as well.
First boss ass clapping. You get up to him, you try and face him level 10, it's not going to work out well for you. You might want to go level up a little bit because he can one-shot you if you're not leveled up. He can, his moves hit pretty hard up until a certain point. Like, even if you've maxed out Limgrave, like you're level 30, his moves can still do damage. And his shield attacks, he's not really it doesn't make sense to parry him, so that's out of the way. His shield attacks can catch you off. You can fight him on horse, but it can be risky and it takes longer. And if you fight him on foot, you just got to be careful.
I agree. Ulcerated Tree Spirit. He is moderate.
Wait, where's the other one? I put the other one up here, I think, right? Yeah, Putrid Tree Spirit. They're kind of the same.
No, I put him in moderate. I
guess because he's Limgrave.
Yeah.
But he's got the same concept as Putrid Tree Spirit, where he just takes up a lot of space. He has massive AoE attacks that can do big damage. Valiant Gorgons, this is the duo fight. All right, is this obliteration or chalked? I don't know.
I think this is obliteration.
I haven't. Sadly, like even the masochist in me hasn't faced him enough. I've only faced.
Dude,
him.
I've faced him. I probably put him above Crucible Knight, but below Deathray Bird.
Yeah, I just haven't faced them enough to really have an opinion. Looking at this, I've faced him I think first playthrough, when I was blood build, so it was not that hard. And then the only other time I really remember it was when I was again third playthrough and I came back over leveled. But I think they'd be a harder boss fight duo 2v1 than the Crucible Knight and Ordovus, just because they are resistant to damage, and so are Crucible Knights, I guess. But they're resistant to damage, and you can't parry them. I think that immediately separates them. And their damages, their moves do a lot more intrusive. They're just way more intrusive. They're bigger, more AoE, more lingering. They're a lot harder to deal with.
Yep.
Wormface, last boss.
Wormface, I never fought him.
Probably puny. He's kind of like that boss that you get near the carriage.
Wormface is as hard as Millennia, the one other boss I haven't beaten yet? Question mark?
I think this is a good tier list. It's pretty insightful, I'd say. It was a little bit longer than we thought, but there's some stuff that you have to talk about.
Yeah, definitely longer than
you got to get in depth with it, and
definitely longer than we thought.
But still good, and we agreed for the most part. We agreed for the most part.
Yeah, and for the most part, there was a couple that were off by a little, but other than that, it was good. All right, let's do DS3.
I agree. But did you listen to the last 30 seconds of the Radon one?
I did.
How was it?
It was good.
Right?
I think I still like Final Battle better.
Yeah, that's number one.
Dun, 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 dun.